2023, and I'm so excited that I got to be here with amazing content. This year is packing up for you lots of awesome things from great people who are change makers and at the same time impacting their own surroundings. Here on Chill Zone right here on SSBC with me, Ray, aka Rachel Hakim. I'm so delighted that today's guest is going to be one amazing young man that has a lot of potential, fed up with energy, and at the same time having presentations for how exactly he is doing well. Stay tuned for much more excitement on Chill Zone. As the year has started, obviously, targeting amazing change makers is the priority right here. On this year 2023, I would like to shock you because it's going to be bigger, awesome, and fabulous. Why? Because it's only about the change makers who are making tremendous job and making our flag to shine higher and higher. Today with me in the studio is a very amazing personality. He's one guy that made and took everyone by storm last year. And guess what? He is here on Chill Zone. I have this amazing, fabulous person that wrote this book. Poverty robbed me. When the moment I got this book, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I have to literally look into every part of it and I enjoyed it. So why not to bring the person behind this amazing thing here to talk about why he created this and at the same time how he is talking to people through his words and his fiction stories. Today with me, ladies and gentlemen, I do have, let me keep it there, Tang right here to talk about, I'll say Tang Mathiok, and he'll be saying a lot much more because his other name, I tried it several times, but don't worry, he's going to introduce himself and you'll know much more about his passion, him, everything regarding him right here on Chill Zone. I would like to welcome you on Chill Zone.
Thank you, Rachel, for welcoming me. I'm by name Tang Mathiok. I'm the author of Poverty Robbed Me, and also I am a digital storyteller, and I run an organization called Youth Initiative Support Program. It is an organization that supports education in marginalized community in South Sudan. So it is still didn't get the donors, but we are trying to build a school and it is working. We try. Yeah.
I will say congratulations. Imagine.
And I forgot to tell you, I'm also I'm agriculturalist in University of Juba. I just graduated. I finished. I did not graduate yet, but I finished. Yeah.
I'm so happy about your presence right here. You know, the moment I saw this book, and to make it even interesting, I just love the fact you're a young man and you managed to make this book land on several hands, of which I will say that not only a good, amazing story, but also how you have passed it down to people to know that indeed there's something taking place. So when I saw the title of the book, Poverty Robbed Me, why have you chosen this title and what influenced you to start writing? Is it your first book?
Yes, it's my first book.
Okay, so tell us a bit about this book.
Right, Poverty Robbed Me, it is a fictional stories, but the situation is real. Like we live in a country where the youth are subjected to many things. Like in our country here where we live, a youth have no right to many things. Like if you are poor, you cannot be able to handle some other things. Like the characters I mentioned in the book, this guy named Deng went through a lot of suffering. And through the suffering also, he learned it and he worked his way out and then he made it. So Poverty Robbed Me is kind of a book that talk about how the youth are robbed of their career. Like if you don't have enough money to study, you cannot be able to study. And also, if you have someone you love, like there's some other love stories, whereby someone with money can come and take your girl away from you because you are poor. So it is a lot of things like how the girl also are taken out of school to be given to the other people who have money, who have cows, and then they are robbed of their careers. So it is a lot of mental toughness also, how to develop the mental toughness no matter what you are subjected to. You also have to come back and then achieve what you want to achieve as a young man.
Well, I'm just so impressed about how exactly you put everything in one book. The most interesting part was you using our typical local names. and also the setting of the story itself in a cattle camp, starting with it, playing with mud, like molded toys. I felt like it's a pure original South Sudanese content being put all together on this book. You did a tremendous job. So, talking about poverty itself, do you think that poverty is caused by us, or is something that we find ourselves into? And how sure can someone be out there saying that it's time for me to make it through? Because from the book itself, it talks about how the person struggled to reach where they are right now. So, what exactly will you say to someone who's saying that I think it's very complicated to get out of it? How can someone really cook their mind and get out from poverty?
Thank you. We live in a country whereby everything you do, you have to work hard for yourself. Not only our country, even another side of the world.
Yeah.
Poverty robbed me. It has to do I would say a guy inside that in the book, the character itself.
Yes.
Like he went through his vision was not to study
Yes.
in the University of Juba.
Yeah.
He was to study pilot, but there's no way he can go for the other to other countries to study the piloting, since we don't have it here. So it is also poverty stopping him from his dream career, being a pilot and end up doing agriculture in the University of Juba. You say this is how poverty robbed him also. And also it has to be like in our country, we have to tell our own stories as South Sudanese. And that's why I choose our own name, our own characters. And
Nice.
where we come from, we have been through a lot, like cattle camp. This is where we grew up knowing. We didn't know about the school. We didn't know there's something important until when you see something, it inspired you. From the story, a guy was inspired by the airplane flying over, and he was questioning what made it fly. And then he has to find that question. That's where the idea of going to school come from, and you want to be a pilot so that you flying the flight all over the world. So that's where the idea comes from. But everything just fall into it by following it, and then you make it out of it.
Oh.
So
Impressive one. So, from the book itself, what is your favorite line, and which chapter exactly that you have truly said this one speaks to everyone?
I would say chapter 2, the abundant child.
Why?
Yeah. This child, when he left to Khartoum, he was alone, and then his auntie has gone to Egypt for his medication, and he was there alone. Being a little boy, and then now you are left alone, it is not easy. He was told to go back to South Sudan, but he couldn't make it. He wanted to study. So he was collecting the used bottle of water and return them to the company to get some money. And later on, he developed by polishing shoes. This is a mentality that we need to do as a young man. You have to hustle. You don't have to depend on people. If people are not doing something for you, you do it for yourself. So what I like about that boy, he took the responsibility, radical responsibility for himself. No matter what, he tried so hard, and then he was helped. So what I like about that, it is teaching us that no matter the consequences, the situation, the environment you are in, you have to take radical responsibility of your life and be responsible. And then something will come, and then you will be supported as you help yourself also. So I like it because the action the boy has taken, actually it is something amazing. He did not give up. Yeah.
So, Tom, I'm so impressed with the actual thing and how exactly you have displayed it together to encourage someone and motivate someone. Even me myself, as a reader and even now a listener, I felt that our stories are not yet known. And through this book, it will reach a lot of people on how exactly they should know the typical South Sudan and what hope we have through your book. So, currently, as you can see, you have chosen to be an author and to make your message, your voice, to reach through your words to other people. I'm quite impressed on how exactly a lot of people really tapped in your book and started to talk about it. It's actually a hot cake selling right now.
Thank you.
So, what do you think youth are not doing enough? Because most of the time, you find some people will be like, I wish I was born in a rich family, or I inherit something so that I continue on with life. So, how does your background really reflect to the book itself? And what can you tell to a youth out there having the mentality of having someone to support them to move forward. While for you, you never cared about what's happening, and you used your own talent, your own time, and also the little you have to reach to many people. And currently, look at where you are.
Thank you so much. You know what I would tell other youth struggling outside there, is that you know how the youth, you have all the things. You are young, you are in genetics, you have everything with you.
Yeah.
But most of our youth today, you might find them sitting under the Takuba, chai place. They are talking about big people, what they get. This guy is driving this guy is like this, you know, and then they are talking about people, politics, and all other things. But that thing will not help. The only thing we can be a youthful youth in this country is when you think of something that you can change. It is not something that will be given you. A lot of people, they want help from other people. Like they are demanding them. If someone did not give you something, you go on media and you try to abuse, or you know, this word these days psychophancies, you know. People sit under the Rakuba and then they be like, this guy is like this. They praise them on media so that they can be given something. You see? And to me, I look at it as it is not the way we can live as a youth. It is that you have to be who you want to be, figure out what you want to become, and then work on it, learn how to do it, and then you can be able to do it. You know, I was inspired when I look at people, you know, telling our stories. Someone comes, spend 3 months, goes back and write a story. Like, he has not been here, he doesn't know anything going on. But it would be nice if we take our responsibility and narrate our own stories to the people in the world. You know, this is what I have chosen and as my side hustle, because I'm a professional agriculturalist and I want to do both of them as I'm living.
I'm so impressed with that. You know, mainly what I always encourage people is not to put their eggs in one basket, and you have not that. That's the future generation we're seeing. So in 5 years to come, where do you want to see yourself?
Wow. Actually, I have a lot of plans. I will be in better place than this.
Amen. Let's say hallelujah, amen.
Thank you. I will be in better place. Because, you know, what matters a lot is having a dream. They say it is better to have a material dream than nothing. So it is better that you have to dream big, you know, aim for something bigger. When you reach to that thing, also you go, you know, you reach the top of the mountain, you go beyond that. You know, this is the life we are living in. So in 5 years' time, I will be in a better place, I believe.
So now if someone else, because now I have the access through you and the book itself, and easily can reach out to your book, but for someone who is interested also to get this piece of advice on how exactly they want to touch and feel the typical story of poverty robbed me, how can they access it? And your social media links as well.
Yeah, my social media handles is Tonglon Mathieu. I'm using that. You can follow me, you text me. Those in Dubai can get through me. If you cannot reach me, you can get it at Willow House, Google Store, and get it there. And then to the other people in the States, it is all over, like they are there in Kwajok, and that is Warabi State, and in the Will also, Wow, and Bor, they are all there. And then some other East African countries in Kenya, Uganda, you know, Sudan, and Egypt, they are all over there. So you can follow me on my social media, WhatsApp and Twitter, also Tong L Matiok on Twitter, and then Facebook, Tong Long Matiok on Facebook. And follow me, and I direct you how to get it.
I just see your future colors. Big guy with big moves. Congratulations for that. I'm just so happy how you created your own strategy, not only to look into the minimum prisons that surrounding you, but also to look further than that. So every youth out there right now will be looking at you and be so amazed, especially those who are inspired or aspire to become writers, and you chose it with all passion, put it out there. What word would you like to give to them? Because through your word, you'll be empowering them, and at the same time, make those who haven't have that hope to also gain hope into writing.
You know, writing, it has to be like something passion, something you love doing. You know, that's the time whereby you feel like you don't want to write anything, but because you know you want to do it, and you told yourself that I want to take this thing as my responsibility. So you have to do it no matter how tired you get, how lazy you are. You have to put aside all the thing and work harder to go into it. So to the other people who want to narrate their stories, South Sudan is full of stories, and they are not told all of them. So you have to come up with a story that we have missed and tell it to us so that it will also inspire us. So it is for those who might want to get connected to the author, to publishers. I have a publisher, and it actually charging low prices. You can connect you and also to get to publish your books if you are writing. I have a lot of people asking how to get to publish the book. So encourage me out, and I tell you how to get it also. And also, I'm actually selling books, not only my books, different books from different authors. So I do sell them. Most of you might have found me on the street or somewhere, but I do sell book also. Any book you want, you can also connect, ask me, and I will bring it to your door. Free delivery around Juba. Yeah.
So any final words?
Final word, I would say that to the youth mostly, we are youth, and this responsibility depends on us. To any youth, I would love to say that stay out of the conflict, be a youthful youth, and don't get used. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the time, youth are being influenced, given something small. You take that one and you turn against your own brother, against someone that will do something important to you in the future. Just matter of something small, and now you turn against them. So I would say that stay out of those things. Psychophancies is not the way. You have to be doing what can motivate you to achieve a lot in the future. Politics is not bad, but don't put all your egg in that basket. Be someone who want to do something, engage in the businesses and do other things. So this is my final word to the youth outside there. And stop getting involved into some other conflicts. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Tom. I'm so delightful for your presence here on Chill Zone. Such a great pleasure to have a young man, energetic, and we feel a passion to reach out to his potentials. Thank you so much. Keep on with the energy. I'm quite sure some years to come we'll be hearing you already in one of the most famous spots ever. Thank you so much. Have a lovely time. And
Thank you so much.
Stay blessed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it is right here. Getting young potential people to be all together with us. You know what? Children is going to be filled up this year with awesome things. Don't mind whatever is happening where you are. Just focus.